is looking deep down the left side. Mendeville into the end zone. Touchdown!
Down the sideline, still Foley to the house.
And the players streaming from the sideline to celebrate with 17 seconds left.
Welcome back, everybody, to BVarsity Live for the new year. Zach Ewing and Trevor Horn with you in the BVarsity Live studios, the downtown Bakersfield, Californian studios, here on this Thursday, January the 12th.
Hey, buddy.
It's a new year, a new semester.
Yep.
We've both taken some vacation. We've both been sick. We've both had holidays. We've kind of run the smorgasbord of time off here.
Yeah, we ran the gauntlet, and we're right back at it, just like everybody else's. League races started up this week, so it's a lot of fun to be back.
And speaking of those league races, winter sports are they're already in full swing, as we all know. And in soccer, that means league. In wrestling, it means some league duels. Basketball hasn't quite gotten to league yet in most of the leagues.
Actually, it starts tonight for basketball.
Okay.
All leagues will have thus begun tomorrow night, actually. SWIL opens up tonight, as does, I believe, the SEYL. Let me look. Hold on. No, SWIL tonight. SSL already started off this week.
Look
and
at how
tomorrow,
prepared he is, everybody.
Tomorrow is SEYL and the SYL tomorrow in basketball action. Soccer started earlier this week. Obviously, wrestling duels have already kind of gotten underway. So, yeah, everything as of tomorrow night will be good to go, started, set, ready.
You got to see some pretty good basketball last night, boys and girls.
Yeah, it was a great game, both sides. We had number 12 in our rankings. We'll look at those in just a second. Central, who will actually move up, obviously, at number 8, Ridgeview. Ridgeview really kind of controlled this game early on. Dana DeGraff and Reed, the senior out of Ridgeview, headed to Sac State, had a fantastic first half, 16 or 21 points in the first half, kind of hitting it from, all parts of the court. But Central, very talented team, very, very talented team. Just kind of edged their way back, and then with a minute 40 left, senior guard Jones, she hits a three-pointer for basically the game winner, because they take the 2-point lead there and they never give it away after that. So it was a 46-42 win for Central in the boys game. You kind of knew that this game was going to be a really good game. Number 2 Ridgeview hosted number 5 Central, and you could tell that Ridgeview hadn't played since December 17th last night, because they were down 18-2 early. Central, Cash Williams, that kid's a really good guard. They really kind of took it to them, really got fast. It was a real fast pace for Central, but Ridgeview is so talented. We'll see those guys here in a little bit in the second segment. Jordan Roberts, Justin McCall really kind of took over. It was Roberts in the first half, and then McCall in the second half came out, got a layup, hit back-to-back threes, and then next thing you know, he fast break Jalen Prevost, we know, on the football field. Great defender in basketball because he's such a great athlete. Tips the ball, gets it out to junior L.J. Ziegler, who throws it over to McCall, dunks it, tied 44-44. They take the lead, and they never give it away after that, and they won 84-80 last night. So really good game.
Yeah, a back-and-forth game, one of those seesaw battles. And tonight you've got Frontier and Liberty in girls soccer, which has been the last 3, 4, 5 years has been the premier matchup in girls
top
soccer
2
in this
teams
town.
right now. You gotta think with Stockdale in there in SWIL. Liberty 7-3-3 overall, 1-0 so far in league. They won earlier in the week. Frontiers 1-0-1 in league matches. They're 3-0-4, so they're unbeaten this season. So they go at it tonight at Liberty at 6 o'clock. Stockdale's right there, 8-1-3. They're 1-0-1 in league. So, and then tomorrow night we've got Golden Valley hosting Ridgeview in SYL boys soccer. That'll be a really, really good one. Ridgeview is 8-1, 2-0 in league this year. Golden Valley 9-2-2, 1-0-1. So 2 good early league soccer matches in the next 2 nights, and we'll have that obviously on BVarsity Nightly, which now runs Tuesday through Friday for the rest of the year, not Tuesday through Thursday like it did during football season.
We mentioned Justin McCall and Jordan Roberts will be here in our second segment from Ridgeview basketball. The third segment is going to bring us to Bakersfield High driller wrestlers J.J. Figueroa and Navante Demison. Now, last weekend in Clovis, it was Navante Demison taking the spotlight, as he has done several times on the wrestling mat in his career, winning the Doc Buchanan Invitational at 145 pounds. He is ranked by one poll number 2 in the nation at 145 pounds. Other one, I think, has him at number 8 or 9. But he's the defending state champion at 138. Moved up a weight class, certainly dominated the Doc B, which is one of the best tournaments in the country. He'll be in, as will JJ, his best friend. Now, JJ, remember, missed last year's postseason because he was injured in his very first match of the postseason, actually. Dislocated his elbow and was unable to qualify for the next round. And so
Was that Sequoias? That wasn't at Masters.
that was at Yosemite's.
Yeah, Yosemite, sorry.
And so sort of a heartbreak end to his junior season, but he's back as a senior wrestling at 138 pounds. He was third at the Doc B, losing only to, I'm going to blank on who he lost to, but it was the eventual champion. And then he took third by beating Xander Wick in a former state finalist in the third place match. So JJ Figueroa is certainly future bright for him. And
and it's really cool too for JJ too, because back in November he signed with the first official recruiting class for the new wrestling program at Fresno State.
That's right. And you actually see quite a few local wrestlers getting interest from Fresno State, and you wonder what that means for Cal State Bakersfield wrestling. They've kind of had their pick of the litter as far as guys in the Valley who wanted to stay close to home in the past. And now they've got some competition for that again.
But you know what, man? There's enough to go around, really. When you
well,
think about
there is. Now, the thing about Central Valley Wrestling is that's the one sport where just about every top Central Valley wrestler is a national recruit and is being Justin Mejia, who's obviously the top wrestler in the state, one of the top in the nation. He was committed to Iowa. It doesn't get any more prestigious than that in college wrestling. Of course, now he's uncommitted. And he's opened up the recruitment, but that's just the sort of
Devontae going to Arizona
State, but he could have gone pretty much anywhere he wanted to. Right. He chose Arizona State, and that's the case with Bryce Hammond out of Bakersfield a few years ago. Did go to CSUB. He could have gone just about anywhere he wanted and chose CSUB. So,
and then Seth Nevels is committed to back east, right?
His brother went to Penn State. Is that where Seth's going to?
I believe
so. Yeah, Nick Nevels is at Penn State, and I believe that's where Seth's going to. So, look, Central Valley Wrestling is the best of the best. We will see that over the next 6 weeks or so, culminating with the state championships March.
Speaking of wrestling,
3rd and 4th at Rabobank Arena.
We've got the Kern County Invitational at Centennial starting tomorrow, and then with the finals slated for 6 p.m. tomorrow night. We'll actually have
Saturday night.
Saturday night. What did I say?
You said tomorrow.
Saturday night. Yep. 6 o'clock. We'll have the one, the only Josh Bennett on that for us.
Yeah, so. Josh is going to cover some wrestling for us, and should be some good wrestlers in that one. Maybe not the top tier. I don't think Navante and JJ, for instance, will be there, but Isaiah Martin of Garces is going to be there.
Brett Schuler,
Jeremy Moss from Liberty will be there most likely.
If he's healthy. Back from injury.
So some good wrestlers at Centennial this weekend, and then really you've got league duels for the SWIL. They do most of their league duels all on one day. That's coming up in a couple of weeks, and then February the 1st. Which is also signing day, is Frontier versus BHS Wrestling, which traditionally has been for the league title.
And signing day is going to be a big one, man.
The very next week, I think, is February the 10th. You have league championships, the 10th and 11th, and then you get into the wrestling postseason. So we're not that far away. And soccer starts postseason right after that. February, I think on Valentine's Day, soccer postseason begins.
And then the week and a half after that, basketball starts with the culmination the same weekend as state wrestling up at Stellan Arena. And you know, it's one of those things when you look at basketball this year and what BHS and Liberty have been able to do at the Division I level, you've got to think that there is a good, if not, medium chance for a Bakersfield team to finally make it to Stellan Arena in the D1 finals on the boys' side.
Yeah, it hasn't happened in, 11 years, 12 years up there?
As we talk about, Chris, why don't we go ahead and pull up the girls basketball top 20, and we'll start with number 20, and we'll kind of run through this really quickly. Let's go and look at it. A few of the locals you see there, Arvin in D3. They're the SSL favorite at this point. Taft played well in a win over BCHS, but Arvin up there. You look at a couple other ones. You see Golden Valley in there at 11. Central is going to move up after beating Ridgeview last night. Let's go ahead and kind of take a quick look at the top 10, Chris. Stockdale, number 9. You've got to figure that they're the favorites in the SWIL this year. Ridgeview probably is going to move down a few spots. They're going to move under Central, obviously. BHS, really good team. They and Stockdale probably the two best teams in the SWIL.
I was going to ask you. You proclaimed Stockdale the favorite, but you got BHS ranked higher. Yeah.
And then when you look at it, Independence in there, number 3, top team in D2. Most, obviously a favorite to win a 3rd consecutive Central Section D2 title, very senior laden. Actually, no, they're not, but they've got a couple really good juniors led by Jasmine Dixon, the senior who's headed to Cal State Bakersfield. And then when you really look at it, I mean, I don't think anybody in the Central Section, and I don't like saying this, but I don't think you've got to spot everybody at least 30 to 50 points against Clovis West this year. Number one ranked team in the nation, ladies and gentlemen. If you get a chance to watch the Clovis West girls basketball team this season. Do yourself a favor and find a way to do it, because this is a once in a generation team. No team from the Central section on the boys or girls side has ever made it to the D1 finals in the Open or D1 at the state level. Clovis West, big shot to win it this year in the Open, so it'd be really cool to see that. Let's move over to the top 20 for boys basketball. A few locals you see in there. First one in it is number 14, Centennial. Alec Check, really, I'm going to see him next week when they're at Garces on Tuesday night. Last time I saw him at Garces, he put down 34 in that win, and he's a guy that just goes to the rim so well. West, number 11, I think Ty Hammond really has another good team on his hands there. I think they're the favorite in D3 at this point. Move to the top 10. Independence in there at number 9. They played well against BHS. I think they're going to, be right there in the mix with West and obviously with, Ridgeview and the SYL. Go down a little bit lower. Liberty and BHS are going to battle for that number 1 spot in the SWL, I think, all year, and 2 of the favorites to move in, for a chance to head to Selland. And then Clovis West, only 1 loss this season, but they do have overtime wins over Ridgeview and BHS. So that puts the Golden Eagles at the number 1 spot.
And, if seeding holds the way you have those rankings, Liberty and BHS could be the 2 and 3 seeds in Division I, and if both of them take care of business in the quarterfinals, then Kern County would be guaranteed a team in that Selland Arena final. And it would be really, if Liberty and BHS played in a D1 semifinal, would be the biggest boys basketball game in this city in quite some time.
Well, and the thing that's going to do it right there is if Liberty gets a win on BHS during league, BHS has the clincher, I think, right now, and that's a non-league win over Central at the Clovis West tournament last month. So I think that's the big seeding game, was BHS beating Central. And then BHS beating Ridgeview twice,
which
with Ridgeview has beat Central twice.
You kind of have to see how Central does in the track, but certainly worth thinking about. And it's amazing how fast the winter season goes, because you have this break, and because football season is still going and everything when it starts, and so it's halfway through, more than halfway through at this point. But that gives us a good segue. In the 4th segment today, we will look back at the fall, and we will have fall sports all area, everything besides football. We're going to go through those. Were all published between Christmas and New Year's, and then football all area section is coming into the Bakersfield Californian this Sunday. So pick that up January the 15th. Make sure you get your copy of the football all area, which Trevor and I are just finishing up today, actually. So, hey, we're going to take a break. We're going to be back. Ridgeview's Jordan Roberts and Justin McCall in the house next here on BVarsity Live.